I want to make this extremely clear. So let us solve all of these. We will start off with this example here. There is this problem. We will acquire 8,000 new customers if we open a new store in this area. So this is a statement. The underlying business problem here is, should we open the new store or should we not open? So it's, should we open the store or not open the store? So once again, we have two routes to be taken. Null hypothesis, alternate hypothesis. When will you take an action? Taking an action is opening a new store. You would open the new store if on an average, remember we start off hypothesis with population parameters. So if on an average you would acquire greater than 8,000 customers, then you open the store, then you take an action. When will you not take an action? When will you not open the store? If on an average the number of customers that I'm going to acquire is going to be less than or equal to 8,000, then I will not open the new store. So any decision that you want to take will have two sides of the coin. Let us do this. The retail market will grow by 50% in the next 5 years. There is a company and they want to venture into the new business. Should we venture into a retail market? Or should we not venture? Again, you will have to come up with null and alternate hypothesis. When would you take an action? When will you venture into the retail market? If on an average the retail market is going to grow by greater than 50% in the next 5 years, then you would venture into the retail market. So you take an action then. When will you not take an action? If on an average the retail market is going to grow by less than or equal to 50% in the next 5 years, then you will not venture into the retail market. So you will not take an action. Of course, you can also write English statements. In this example, you'll write the English statement here. Look at this. Our quality will not improve after the consulting project. So should we start consulting project or should we not start the consulting project? That is a problem that we are stuck with. For all scenarios, you'll have null and alternate hypothesis. Okay. What is the alternate hypothesis? When will you take an action? When will you start the consulting project? If quality improves. English statement. If quality improves, then you'll start the consulting project. And when will you not start the consulting project? When will you take no action? If quality does not improve. All right. Look at this. Our potential customers do not spend more than 60 minutes on the web every day. So say you want to venture into web marketing, web advertisements rather. Should we venture into web ads or should we not venture into the web ads, advertisements, right? So again, you need to come up with null and alternate hypothesis. When would you take an action? if on an average our potential customers are going to spend more than 60 minutes on the web, that is when you want to take an action. And when will you not take an action? If on an average the potential customers are going to spend less than or equal to 60 minutes, then you'll not take an action. Remember one more thing, equal to sign always resides with null hypothesis. If it's exactly that value, you'll not take an action. Okay. Here there is another problem, another case study. We will need 400 more person hours to finish this project. The business problem here is, will we hire the new people or not? Or should we hire? Or should we not hire? Again, you have null and alternate hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis means take an action, do something. If on an average the number of person hours required is going to be greater than 400 person hours, then you will take an action, meaning you'll hire new people. When will you not hire new people? If on an average the number of person hours required is going to be less than or equal to 400, then you will not hire people. So you'll not take an action. Finally, here is the last case study. Less than 5% clients will default on their loans. So you want to start a loan recovery department, right? So start loan recovery department or do not start. So once again, you need to come up with null and alternate hypothesis. When will you take an action? When will you start a loan recovery department? If on an average the number of customers who would default on their loans is going to be greater than 5%, that is when you will start the loan recovery department. When will you not start a loan recovery department? If on an average the number of customers who would default on the loan would be less than or equal to 5%, then you would not start loan recovery department. This is how we need to compose null and alternate hypothesis. So even before you open a new store in this example, right, you want to probably look into some historical data of previous stores which were launched and check whether those stores were able to acquire 8,000 new customers or not, and based on that decide on whether you want to open a new store or not, as opposed to opening the new store, running it for a few months, and then if it doesn't work, closing it down. That would be a costly affair. Let me show you one interesting article, and there is something called as catalog, catalog of catastrophe, right? Catalog of catastrophe has all the high profile failed projects, and you'll see some super high profile projects which fail, right? Let me show you. Volkswagen, you might have already known that emission issue, $18 billion. Target, yeah, this is what I want. Target, which is, if you all are wondering, and what is Target? Target is the second largest discount retailer in United States behind Walmart. And since when are they they're in the business since 114 years. And what they have done is they have gone ahead and launched their store in Canada without doing any analysis whatsoever. You read this article when you find free time. Thanks to this, yeah, Target has lost $7 billion. $7 billion is too much of an amount, right? That is what happens if you open a new store without even doing some experiments, without even doing hypothesis testing. This is the reason why we need to do hypothesis testing first and then proceed.